Hello, I'm Alan Quist, an attorney with the Pinal County Attorney's Office, and I'm here to explain the redistricting process that is currently underway. Pinal County is divided into 5 supervisor districts. The residents of each of these districts elects one member of the county's 5-member Board of Supervisors, which governs the county. Every decade, following the release of federal census data, the county is required to reevaluate the districting, or boundary lines, of its 5 supervisor districts. If any 2 of the districts differ by more than 10% in population, the county is required to redistrict the boundary lines so that the districts are more equal in population. This helps to ensure equal representation throughout the 5 districts. Based on 2020 census data, the county's district populations are outside the allowed 10% deviation in population and therefore must be adjusted this year. To assist in the redistricting process, the Board of Supervisors adopted 9 redistricting principles that essentially serve as district design rules. The first and core principle is equal representation, which comes from the one person, one vote principle found in U.S. court cases. Other principles include, but are not limited to, preservation of political subdivisions and communities of interest, preservation of the cores of prior districts, and compactness, which essentially means avoiding oddly shaped districts to the extent possible. Sometimes these principles can conflict with each other. For example, perhaps a greater equality of representation can be achieved, but only at the expense of greater compactness. In such cases, the redistricting principles need to be carefully weighed and balanced against each other. Also, in addition to the redistricting principles, the county must work within the framework of existing voter precincts, because Board of Supervisor district lines cannot traverse or cut through voter precincts. Voter precincts, in turn, can be oddly shaped because they typically follow federal census blocks, which the county has no control over. Based on these considerations, county staff has created 2 new potential Board of Supervisor maps for the public's consideration. Also, as part of the redistricting process, county staff has prepared a new Justice Court precinct map that works around the county's updated voter precincts. To better understand the potential supervisor maps, it is helpful to see how the map currently looks, because one of the redistricting principles is to maintain the core of the districts as previously drawn. Here is a map of the current supervisor districts. The county currently has a high concentration of population in District 2, which includes the Santan Valley area. So District 2 will need to lose population, whereas Districts 1, 3, and 5 will need to gain population in the redistricting process. Here is a map of potential redistricting scenario A. This map brings the population deviations within tolerable limits, 8.5%, and also maintains tightly compacted districts and preserves communities of interest to the extent practicable. The second potential map, Map B, loses some of the compactness and separates certain towns and cities to a greater degree, but has more equalized populations with a max deviation of just 5.4%. County staff believes either of these potential maps are viable options. At a minimum, these maps provide a good starting point for further discussion and evaluation. Finally, here's a map of the county's current Justice Court precincts. And here's a map showing potential revisions that work with the county's recently updated voter precincts. The county is now seeking public input on redistricting and will host a series of meetings throughout the county this month. Members of the public are encouraged to propose their own maps or comment on the potential maps generated by county staff. If you are unable to attend one of the redistricting meetings, you can view the interactive maps and provide input via Pinal County's redistricting webpage at www.pinalcountyaz.gov/redistricting. Following public input, the Board of Supervisors will meet on March 2nd to approve a final Supervisor District map and a final Justice of the Peace precinct map. The county looks forward to hearing from you as it moves forward with the redistricting process.